Hello everyone. Today on Grassy Paradise we have a special feature, and it's Gardenia. So Gardenia is the leader of the Eterna City Gym, um, and I really think she's like an underappreciated gym leader. And in the show, she's really memorable. She like helps James from Team Rocket. She helps out his cacnea so that it can become stronger. Uh, she like beats like Staraptor, or rather Ash's Staravia with her Turtwig or something like that. So she's pretty cool, and she's a grass type expert. So I thought I would recreate her team and see how well it would do on PBO. So to recreate her team, I just looked at the anime and the main series games to see which Pokemon she actually used, and I tried to put together the best Pokemon or the Pokemon I thought that would work best together to at least get some kind of wins. And this one was like 50-50. I would beat anyone rated like 1500. Uh, I even beat a rated 1600 person, but in the 1700s it gets really hard to win. Like those people, they got decent teams, and this team lacks some things, but it did surprisingly well. So here we go. Um, the first thing is our lead, right? We needed to establish a lead, and I thought the best choice for this was Jumpluff. Um, so Jumpluff, their role on our team is to put opponents to sleep, to set up a leech seed, and to pivot out. It's a completely support role. It's not really meant to damage anything directly, um, and its attack is so low regardless. Like if you're trying to use it as like a Pokemon to do like damage or to sweep, it doesn't do any of that. All it's meant to do is to be like sort of like a quick and bulky support Pokemon, despite all its weaknesses. So to do that, we need to focus on the moves, and the moves I chose were Synthesis for that really hard recovery, Leech Seed for passive recovery, and if I could switch into a bulkier Pokemon, or a Pokemon that, let's say, won't take super effective damage, like Jump Love does with Ice, and then it kind of can recover, can help it set up. Sleep Powder. This is essential to kind of cripple your opponent because you're not going to be able to take more than a couple super effective hits, probably. And then U-turn so you could get out of there. Right? You just put somebody to sleep and get out of there. So yeah, that's Jump Up on this team. The next Pokemon, and it's one of her signature Pokemons, is Rosary. So Rosarade's really, its role is just to sweep things. It's going to be outspeeding things because of Choice Scarf, and it hits like a truck because it has super high special attack, and I try to give it the best coverage possible. So on my Roserade, I have Energy Ball, um, just typical, water types. You're going to clap them. Sludge Bomb is sort of for like Clefairies, specifically, and Toge. So because mine is timid, it could outspeed most Togekises. Um, and that's going to be really important. If we come against a Toge, we're going to need that. Dazzling Gleam is just an extra coverage move. I feel like they're going to switch into like a Garchomp maybe, or a Dragonite or something. I could kind of get super effective damage with that. And Hidden Power Fighting is sort of just the hidden power I had naturally, but actually works really well because a lot of the times people will switch into like a Bisharp if they see that Sludge Bomb coming. And if I can make that prediction, I always get a one hit KO on Bisharp, because he has that 4-time weakness. Um, so yeah, it's actually pretty decent, especially against Weavile too. If they don't Ice Shard you, you might be able to clap them with the Scarf and the Hidden Power. All right. So our next member is Breloom. So Breloom, I'm gonna use a different set. I'm not gonna do the Spore set. He's just a setup sweeper on this team. And the way we're going to do that is with Swords Dance. If we could set up a Swords Dance, he has that nice priority in Mach Punch. He has Rock Tomb, so he can slow things down. It gives him really good coverage against things like Dragonite, um, Gengars. Um, he just he's just such a solid Pokemon. He's going to cover so many bases, and the Bullet Seed is really strong. Once you get a Sword Stance up, it's just it's just insanely strong Pokemon. Obviously, we have Focus Sash, so um, he could take 2 hits if we prevent um, Stealth Rocks or anything like that. So the next Pokemon we have is Torterra, and his role is bulky offense. So he's just supposed to take a hit and just give a hard one back. Um, and I decided to go for moves. There's no like support moves, nothing. He's just meant to like just really punish your opponent. And his moves are Earthquake. This is gonna it's a stab move, which is good. It's gonna cover Steel types really well. Fire types, if we can make that sort of prediction. The second move is Wood Hammer. It's one of the most powerful grass moves, and even though it has recoil, it doesn't miss really, and it's a really strong move. Even against mons that might resist it, it does good damage. The third move is Rock Slide. And that's for flying types. If you can just predict switch into any sort of flying type, you're gonna do well. You do well with Rock Slide. The fourth move is Outrage, and that's just for like drag. That's like for a guard chop. It's the main reason I put it on there. I know that you could take probably one hit from the guard chop, and then you can hit that guard chop really hard with that Outrage. The problem with Outrage is sometimes you get locked into it, and then they can just switch in a Fairy type after you take out the guard chop, after you take out their Dragonite or something. So, you gotta save that one for certain situations. But the thing that makes this Torterra set special is the Quick Claw. So the Quick Claw is it's gonna give you the chance to outspeed something a lot faster and hit it hard before it hits you, and that has come handy a lot. And I like it on Torterra. I don't really feel like he's gonna hang in there too long, and I also don't feel like Leftovers does much for him when he has so many weaknesses. So yeah, he's gonna do really well. The next Pokemon we have on our team is Leafeon. So Leafeon is really cool. On the surface, he's cute. He's like the grass evolution, and his role is to kind of be like a choice band wall breaker. Like if I could get a good matchup, I could hit something really hard. But I think it's probably the weakest link in this team, just because I feel like the coverage on a grass mono isn't really there, and it sort of hurts him a bit, just a bit, and he's not really too fast, but he has good physical bulk. And choice band locks us into the move. That's another thing. But without the choice band, it's sort of like he's just not strong enough. So it's probably the weakest link in the team, but he can put in work sometimes. If you make the right predictions and you surprise somebody with like an Iron Tail, just so inaccurate. I wouldn't really recommend it, but it's just good to have all those coverage moves on choice banded Pokemon. You don't want to get locked into something that's not gonna hit your opponent hard. So yeah, his role is probably like the weakest one on the team. But he's still important. He'll still put in work. He'll still get chip at least on anything. If they switch out, he's really strong. He'll get chip on something. And next up is Tango. So Tango is going to be our bulky physical wall. Anything that hits them, I don't care if it's a Garchomp, Dragonite, even Weaviles, it's going to really, really hold it down. It's going to take those super effective hits, no problem. It's going to be able to dish out a little bit, right? And then you could always switch into something else and get that regenerator recovery. So he's really solid. For this set, I went with Giga Drain, Ancient Power, Hidden Power Ice, and Knockoff. The reason why I chose Knockoff over something like Cyclops is because I wanted some sort of like knockoff Pokemon on my team. I didn't really have one on this team, and I felt like that'd be good for move annoying items, like Eviolite on a Chansey or something like that, right? Something that makes it so bulky. You kind of just take that off real quick. And he does have something a little secret weapon, which is weakness policy. And most people they don't run weakness policy Tango, um, because it's kind of you kind of want the most bulk. You look at Tango, right? You're not really looking to attack, but I feel like it catches a lot of people off guard, specifically if let's say like Garchomp uses Poison Jab on you, and then you get +2 to your special attack when you hit him with Hidden Power Ice. He's done. He's dead. Same thing with Dragonite. Same thing with Crobats. They hit you with like Poison Fang or Acrobatics or something. As soon as you get that next turn and you hit them with that Ancient Power or that Hidden Power Ice, it's going to do a lot of damage to them. And if the Ancient Power boost activates, where you get like +1 in every stat, it just becomes so powerful. It's like it becomes a sweeper at that point. So that's the team, and let's see what this team can do. So I'm here, I'm hanging out in Eterna with Gardenia right now. We're just chilling, and we're looking for a battle. This team, it did pretty well. Um, I was trying to think how to make it better. I need a little bit more special bulk, so I would probably do like a Ferrothorn over the Leafeon, and I also would like a Hazard Setter, so the Ferrothorn for me works well. I feel like that would do well, specifically against Weavile, because I have Torterra and Jumpluff, and they're both 4 times weak to Ice, which is sort of a big deal. Like that's really bad. So you want to get that base covered, and yeah, the Breloom's gonna put in work. The Tangrowth, so bulky. It's such a great Pokemon. Tangrowth, love him. All right, so we get a battle quick, which is good, and I'm gonna Sleep Powder here. It's always the go-to move, no matter what, unless you see that they have a Ferrothorn or something they might switch into. You use Sleep Powder. So here, I go for the Leech Seed, because I think I'm going to get a couple turns of sleep on him, but he wakes up. He uses Ice Fang, which doesn't want to KO miraculously, because this little guy's bulky. So I put him to sleep again, and that Wide Lens is essential to get those to land. Here I was going to Synthesis, but I figured I don't want to waste too much sleep. I thought this Gyarados was not looking like he wanted to sleep, so I switch out. And I think there's a good chance for Leafeon to like do some good damage. Look how bulky he is. He takes that Ice Shard, the Ice Fang, no problem. So I was thinking what to do. I felt like Leaf Blade because it's the stab move. It's the best option. He's smart. He switches to his Dragonite, which kind of walls him. So I got my Tangrowth though, and my Tangrowth is gonna just soak up the hit, activate the weakness policy, and here I clicked Ancient Power instead of Hidden Power for some reason, because I was just doing it off instinct, like just quickly clicking something. But you'll see this thing starts getting really strong. So yeah, that's an easy KO on the Gyarados. That was a good switch for him, just to throw that Gyarados out. He didn't really need it anymore, and it was asleep. So yeah, Gengar's a big problem for this team. I realized this here, and I was like, oh, what do I do? And I thought the best thing to do was to sack the Jumpluff. So RIP Jumpluff, but I didn't want to give up that Tangrowth. It's going to be essential to me winning this. So I go Rock Tomb here, because I know he couldn't kill me. That's going to drop his speed. And yeah, the Bullet Seed takes him out. So, my Breloom's kind of in bad shape, but it was necessary to get the KO on that Gengar. Here, I think, maybe he'll try to set up. I'll go for a Rock Tomb, but he doesn't. He outspeeds, gets that nice Fire Punch on me, which is fine because I still have my Tangrowth. And even though he doesn't have weakness policy anymore, he still could do super effective damage, and he's just strong. So he smartly switches out. But the Hidden Power does well against the Pokemon that he has left. So Tango is really just being like the glue guy right now for my team. He's holding it down. We get that nice crit, take out that Diggersby, full health. So I'm in good shape right here. So yeah, this Medicham is not going to really be able to do much to me. Get the Giga Drain off. It does really well. And then he uses Acupressure, which is a really cool move. It raises any random stat by 2. If he would have done that first, he might have really done well. If he would have gotten that attack boost earlier, it could have helped him out. So here we're going to go Ancient Power. I'm kind of hoping I get that boost, but it doesn't happen, but it's fine. But you see he has Leech Life, which is not going to do too much, but it's going to make sure that he outlasts this Tango. So what I do here, I switch to Torterra early. He goes to Air Slash here, which is interesting to me. But then I do Rock Slide, and that Quick Claw, boom. I told you, man. Quick Claw Torterra is the meta. It's the new thing. This thing always activates on Torterra. And that chip damage from earlier, from that Leafeon, clutch. Because he doesn't have the multi-scale, and I just clapped right there. Look how beautiful that was. That was amazing. That Quick Claw really came clutch. It helped me take out that Crobat. It ended the battle. It swept. Torterra carried, man. Came through. Overall, I would say that this team was good. It was solid. There's a few things that it's missing in terms of resistances and counters. Like, it doesn't have a great counter to flying types. I do have the right coverage moves, but I don't necessarily have something that's gonna reliably take them out. It's just it's tough. It's tough. Like a Skarmory would really give this team tons of trouble. Like, I don't have fire moves, and I don't have electric moves, so Skarm just walls this whole team. If you want to beat this team, get a Skarmory. I would need to get like Hidden Power Electric on something. I would need to get something of that nature to take down a Skarm. Mandibuzz, I guess it would do okay against, but flying types would give this team a lot of trouble. I got lucky that the flying types that he had were Dragonite's not frail, but he's super weak to ice and had Hidden Power Ice. And then the Crobat was like, it's not gonna. It's kind of easier to deal with. It's not so bulky. Like the bulky flying types is what I'm worried about. And the other thing I was a little bit disappointed is I didn't get to use Rosary in this battle too well. But it's sort of like my ace at the end. Like if I could eliminate the steel types or the poison resist types, I could just sludge bomb things to death right at the end. I felt like in this battle, let's say like the Quick Claw didn't activate, I probably would have went with Roserade at the end. I would have probably done like Dazzling Gleam on that Dragonite and outsped it. So yeah, Gardenia's team, is it viable? It's usable, definitely viable. I don't think so. I don't think you're going to be beating really like well-balanced teams too often. Like it's just it has some problems. It would get walled by Amoonguss too. So overall, I give her team a 7 out of 10. I think that's a good rating to give her team. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna make other videos on different grass type trainers teams in the future, so stay tuned. There'll be more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.